Hey everyone, you're with Tesla Tom, and thanks so much for joining me this morning on my YouTube channel where I discuss Tesla, electric vehicles, and renewable energy. If this is your first time to my channel, then hello and welcome. Take a moment to hit that red subscribe button, that way you stay informed of any new content, and it also helps my channel to grow as well. This morning we're going to look at software update 2021.4.15, which I received this morning in our 2019 Tesla Model 3 Performance Stealth here in Sydney, Australia. We're going to do that and much more right after this. Hey everyone, welcome back, and I'm just on my way to work this morning, and nice to wake up to a software update 2021.4.15 as I said. Here are the release notes, nothing too exciting. In fact, it's the last release notes from the last update, just the minor cold weather improvements and bug fixes. As I said before in my previous video, here in Sydney we don't get that cold weather, even as we're coming into winter now, or late autumn. So nothing too exciting to show you to test out for cold weather improvements. Nevertheless, we'll do an autopilot test on the way to work this morning to see if there have been any minor improvements and bug fixes from that point of view. All right, so let's engage autopilot. We've got the full self-driving package here, so you may not see all the features if you've just got basic autopilot with your Tesla Model 3, but we're just on city roads this morning, so we won't be doing navigate on autopilot or anything fancy like that. Just basic autopilot, which you can all do in your Teslas if you've bought your Tesla recently, as they all come with basic autopilot now. All right, so let's engage autopilot, which is just 2 taps with the right stalk like this. You'll hear that familiar sound, ding ding. And we're just coming up to 60 kilometers an hour, so that read that sign very nicely, and it's matching the speed correctly indeed. In previous updates, it hasn't been matching the speed for multi-lane roads, so I don't expect it to either for this stage, but we're just on city roads, so we're not too fussed about changing to anything higher than 60 on the roads I'm testing on today. You saw that auto lane change, which is only unfortunately available for a full self-driving package. If you want to auto lane change on just basic package, you have to take autopilot off. Okay, so we're just very close to this truck here on my right, which I'm always a bit concerned about. Look at those big wheels there. But my car kept to this lane pretty well. It's a bit of a tight corner here, so let's see what it does. Watching that truck very carefully. Let's just see what follow I'm on. Sorry, the right. Here we go, the right scrolly wheel. You can flick to the left and right. I'm on number 2, which is good. Happy with that for Sydney roads. I don't want to be too far behind, or someone will cut in. Oh, I accidentally turned the audio on. Okay, that truck's going to the right, which I'm happy with. Don't like being too close to it. And autopilot hasn't broken yet, which I'm happy with. And we'll be on this road for a little while, probably for the next few kilometers, so it'll be a good test for traffic light controls. Let's see whether it still stops nicely, which I'm sure it will, especially in city kind of traffic. Tend to follow the other cars pretty well. There we go. Well, so far so good. It's tracking the car in front of me pretty well. Reading the speed signs, as you could see there. Saw the 60 kilometers an hour. Stopping appropriately. And taking off again when it's green. Let's see what happens here when the bus is veering off to the left. What does my car do? Okay, so sees the bus going to the bus lane and appropriately drives past it. Pretty nice there. What do you guys think of the new camera setup here? I've tried to move it more in the middle so that you can see my steering wheel and the screen there. I'll just take it off the release notes. Oop, press the cross. There we go. And one more cross. There we go. So you can see where I am. Driving into the morning sun, always fun. for the human eyes, but doesn't affect the autopilot cameras too much, I think. Sun's not that low. But yeah, when there's bad weather, you might notice that the autopilot cameras will be disabled and you've got to go back to manual driving. Especially when there's poor visibility with heavy rain. I've driven in sunrise and sunset, both dusk and dawn conditions, and the sun doesn't affect it too much, I find. Okay, see, I was the first car here across the green, so I had to just confirm with my right foot on the accelerator pedal there. If you're the first car at a traffic light, even though it's green, you have to confirm. At this stage, see what happens when we get full self-driving beta, if we get full self-driving beta. Hopefully this year, if not next year. Wouldn't mind being one of the first testers in Australia. That'd be a lot of fun, I think. Okay, I'm gonna have to be in the right lane pretty soon. Let's see what happens here. All right, I might go after this traffic light. Okay. That way it doesn't confuse the car. Okay, so lane change. Oh, no, didn't like that lane change. Let's go again. Oh, not happy. All right, I might just take autopilot off. I need to lane change across. That was interesting. It didn't want to lane change. Don't know why. That was kind of weird, I've got to say. It normally does lane change pretty well, as you saw earlier in the video. But for some reason, it didn't like changing to the right lane. Weird, even though it saw the unbroken lines and everything. Interesting. All right, I might come back to you guys after this traffic light. All right, welcome back, guys. Light has turned green. Now, just to note that autopilot doesn't allow you to turn at the stage on Australian roads, neither full self-driving package nor the basic autopilot, only with the FSD beta, which we don't have yet, of course, in Australia. Just briefly engage autopilot just on this road, and then we have to turn again. Let's see what it does with this chicane. Hands on the wheel, pretty good. Went around the chicane quite nicely. Stopping for traffic control in 200 meters, see that? That's nice. Might just turn it off there, because I need to be in this left lane. So yeah, safety first, guys. Hands on the wheels, eyes on the road, and turn off autopilot. Have a very low tolerance for turning it off, I think. Just because you don't want to endanger yourself, your passengers, nor the other drivers on the road. Always play it safe. We're always in beta. That's my advice to you guys who are new to the autopilot game. For veterans amongst us, of course, you know what to do. Always super careful, of course. Now, this is another nice road to test. This goes all the way straight, almost to where I need to go, which is pretty nice. Here's another chicane. Let's see what happens here. Does it maneuver around it? Yeah, it does. Nice one. That's pretty slick. Okay, so stopping for traffic light control in 100 meters. It is a green, so I still have to confirm because the car ahead of me is a fair distance away at this stage. Wow, see that? I had to disengage there because for some reason it wanted to veer to the left lane. So when there's a bit of a break in the lane markings, that's when it tends to veer off and does its own thing. So just be super careful when you come to a wide intersection like that. Our lane markings sometimes in Sydney just aren't the best, so just be super careful with that if there's too much of a break in the lane markings. One thing it does do is keep to the speed limit really well, like this. You know, I try to drive at the speed limit, particularly on autopilot, just to see what it does. And you know, the tolerance is so low, it barely wavers. I'd say 1 to 2 max away. So yeah, pretty happy. All right, I've got to turn right pretty soon, so I might just disengage autopilot. And just want a quick note to say to you guys, if you want to go back to cruise control from autopilot, just wiggle the steering wheel just a little bit. It'll go back to cruise control. If you want to disengage autopilot or disable it straight away, you just flick the stalk up to the right, the right stalk up. I'm trying to talk this morning. The right stalk up to disengage autopilot, or you can just put your foot on the brake and that will take care of autopilot as well. Now, you might ask, what happens when there's no lane markings? Well, let's see what happens. yeah, I'm not confident at all when there's no lane markings, and neither is the car. I suppose there's a little bit of lane marking here, but it's so close to the edge that I'm not happy driving it like that. I think I personally would want to have better lane markings than that open road there, just because it doesn't know which, where in the road to take. So there you go. There's your question answered if you're wondering about lane markings or lack thereof. And one more right here. And again, I'm on a very quiet suburban road here, and there are speed bumps. What does it do on speed bumps, you might ask? Yeah, like that. That's what happens on speed bumps. So I certainly wouldn't be attempting too many speed bumps, particularly with like ones like this. This is an odd one here, and even autopilot is not dumb enough to allow me to activate, although it flashed up briefly there. Yeah, no good. That's yeah, so it's still, autopilot is good for straight roads with good lane markings, like really good job even on city roads, but anytime there's too much deviation from the norm, or for the straight and narrow literally, then that's when there's a bit of concern with the use of autopilot. So by the way, that was just me adapting my behavior to someone who said on a comment that stop signs are not count 1, 2, 3. It's literally just stop the wheels. If it's safe to go, go. So see, I'm adapting. Thank you for your comments from my previous video. Alright guys, well I might stop it there. That's software update 2021.4.15. I thought I'd take it for a quick drive on my way to work this morning as I maneuver around the other cars on this tight road. Just a brief autopilot test for you guys on some of our suburban roads here on the way in. And like I said, it works pretty well on the straight. Oh, here comes another Model 3. Might give him or her a wave. Hey, they wave back. Nice, nice. Always give that Tesla a wave. I still do it, even though there are more Teslas on the road. I think it's just nice. A bit like bus drivers that give waves to each other, just on the roads. Anyway, that was cool. All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed that video. Please, if you did, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Of course, subscribe if you have not done so already yet. And leave a comment below if you have received 2021.4.15. Have you found any improvements, any Easter eggs that I have not picked up in this drive? Has life improved for you with this update? If so, leave a comment below. Have you noticed any other features in your Tesla that I have not picked up in my previous videos? I'd love to hear from you as well. Guys, have a great day. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And until the next video, happy charging.